much. I just started school again, and so I'm gonna try to upload more, but like honestly I don't know, just because like my energy levels might be super low. I don't know, so if I don't upload, that's why. It's because I'm probably busy with school, so I apologize. Ignore that. So yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about my week. I don't have class. Sorry, I thought I was like, I don't have class Mondays and Wednesdays. Yeah, but so that basically means that I basically like I'm taking all my classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Friday. So I'm taking 5 classes, and so when I was making my schedule last semester, I was like, oh, it's fine, anything for like 2 days off because I commute, and my commute is over an hour. So if I can avoid going to campus, it will be avoided. And so I'm making my schedule, and I was like, you know what, future Jasmine, I hate now Jasmine, she's gonna suffer, but you know what, it's fine. So my days start at 9:30 at school, which is my first class. So basically that means that my days actually start at 6. Because so I get up and it takes me like an hour or so, maybe like 40 minutes to get ready, and I leave my house like I leave for school like an hour or an hour, no, like not an hour and a half or 2 hours early to get to campus, right? So I wake up at 6, I leave my house like at 7:30, and I get to school around 9, like around so and so, sometimes a little bit earlier, sometimes like at like 8:40 or like 8:50. And just like the reason that I like leave early is because once again my commute is super long. It's like an hour, and if there's like, I always leave expecting the worst, I'll give an example later, but it's like if anything, like if a bus doesn't come, or like blah blah blah, it gives me like extra time to make sure I get to campus on time, right? So so my day start at 6, I get to school like at like 9, my classes start at, my first class is at 9:30, and all my classes are an hour and 15 minutes, right? So my first class, I really like, I'm interested. It's in case you guys don't know, I am an applied psych major. So the class that I'm taking at 9:30 is like to learn how to interview, right? Like when to start an interview, how to start it, how to end it, just that kind of thing, like things that you would need if you were like a psychologist, that kind of stuff, a therapist. And so far I'm like enjoying it. I think it's very interesting. That I heard something about. And then my next class, sorry, so that class ends at, what time does it end at? Hold on, let me do the math. It ends at 10:45, and my next class is at 11. So I have 15 minutes in between each of my classes, which I'm glad, because it's like, it's bad, right? So my next class is literally like a 3-minute walk from where I am, so that one's pretty easy. That one is my stats class, like it's stats for psychology, and so far it's okay. I'm not particularly too excited about that class, just because I have taken stats before, and I took it in high school. And I took AP stats, and I basically failed the exam, right? And yeah, I'm just like not too excited about that. But like, I mean, the class seems okay. I had to take before this class, I had to take a class last semester, which kind of prepared me for this. So I'm like, okay, right now we're gonna have to see. When I got there, y'all, on Tuesday, I had like the best group in the world. Like, one of the girls, she like immediately is like, oh hi, like what's your name? I'm like, oh, I'm Jasmine, blah 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 blah. And it was great. Like everybody was talking, everybody was nice. And then the class ended, and he's like, my professor, he was like, before we left, he was like, guys, I just want to let you know that I will be switching groups and making them permanent. And I'm like, no. So Thursday I go to class, and it's like nothing compared to reciprocated like at all, and so I just gave up. So then after that class, I have my cultural psychology class, which so far it's like it's okay, it's nothing like too crazy. That just seems, from what it looks like, it seems like it's gonna be like very heavy, like reading wise, like that kind of stuff. It's already like the first day she assigned 2 chapters, and they were both 40 pages, and I was like, oh. And it was like a dense reading as well, so that was fantastic. And that, honestly, the walk from my second class to my third class is absolutely brutal. Like, it actually kills me. I think it's about, it's like an 8-minute walk, but I try to make it like not as long. I try to go fast, because the thing is, I like to get to class early, because then if I don't, people take the good seats. And for that class specifically, the building that it's in, it's an old building, like it's one of the older buildings on campus, so the seats are like semi outdated. They're like the ones that, I don't even know how to explain them. They're like all connected, and since they're all connected, we're all like this, right? And also, I don't like those desks, like the ones that you can like close, like the ones that are like, oh, like where you can put them down and then lift them back up, because literally there's no space on the little desk. Like when I have my when I'm in class, I like to have my water out, and I like to have my laptop out, and if I need them, I'd like to have my notebook out, right? But like, how am I supposed to do that when the desk is like this size? Like, it's not even that big, right? So yeah, which sucks, but it's whatever. So then I have that class, and the best part of my day is that the next class after that is my like psychological testing class, and that is literally in the same building, in the same class. So I literally sit in the same building, in the same class, in the same seat for like 2 hours and a half essentially. And then on Tuesdays after my 4th class, I come home, right? And I come home, I leave like campus like at 3:15, and I get home like around like 4 something or like 5, depending on traffic and stuff. Now on Thursdays after my 4th class, I actually have another class which is called resilience. And that one I'm really enjoying, because it's just about like learning like what is resilience, how do you become resilient, and I love it so far. It is like a half online, half in-person class. So we had to do like stuff before we go to class on Thursday, which I don't mind. And that class doesn't end until 4:45. So like, it's honestly the latest that I've ever been on campus. And Thursday, I was absolutely like exhausted when I came home. I came home like at 6:30. Like, that's when I got home. I was dead. I was exhausted. I ate dinner, and then I knocked out like at 9 p.m. because I was so tired. I was just exhausted. And yeah, let's see, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm like, from what I see in my resilience class, it seems like it's very like open. So like, we did like a little activity, I guess you can say, where basically we had to write about like how resilient we were, or like recent like stressors in our lives or things like that. And so like, obviously she gave us a paper, and like we were all writing down like recent stressors in our lives. Like, are you stressed about something that happened, like has something like, you know, that kind of stuff. And then you would have to write how like good things that have happened and stuff like that. And so the professor was like, she was like, okay, you guys, I would like you guys to share. And I was like, oh, I'm like, okay. I'm like, here I am writing things that I consider to be quite personal, and I'm like about to share. And I was like, okay. So the one that I wrote down that wasn't like too personal was that I was stressed about school, and I saw him raising my hand to share, and she calls on another girl, and the girl is like, she's like, oh yeah, recently I was a victim of GUN violence. And I was like, oh my god, trigger warning, and I was like, oh my god. And then trigger warning for like these types of things, I guess, just in case you're sensitive, I guess. And this other, actually no, one of them is not even a trigger warning. baby. Like, obviously I make jokes, but not like, she was very happy that she had a baby. Like, it was, honestly, we were all like very like, oh, that's so sweet. But yeah, so like all these like people are sharing their stories, and I'm just like, because one, I didn't want to share anything personal, and also I'm not about to like say, oh yeah, I'm stressed about school, when all these people just like bared their souls to the entire class, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And then this girl came in late, and she sat next to me, and she's like, oh, what I miss? I'm like, oh, you didn't miss much, and yada yada. So then we have another activity to do where we have to like kind of chart our resilience over our life, right? So it's like a chart, you know, like, what are they called? Like, you guys know what I mean? Like the x-axis and the y-axis. And it's like, okay, like on the bottom, like write like significant parts of your life that like blah blah blah. So like over here you would put like something in your childhood, something, and then over here would be like things now, right? So I'm like doing the activity, and of course I'm writing things that are quite personal on the whatever. And then the professor's like, okay, turn around and share with your partner. And I mean, like, I don't want to bare my entire soul to people, right? Like, the thing is, I'll do it, like, because there's times where I just spew everything that I'm thinking, but sometimes I try not to do that just because, like, I don't want to be, like, I don't know, I feel like some people are put off by that, you know what I mean? Like, some people don't need to hear your entire life story when you first meet them, right? I personally don't care, as in, like, I don't mind, right? So, but I didn't know this girl, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna give her, like, a quick gist. I was like, oh yeah, this and this and that, like, nothing too, deep, all quite surface level compared to what I had written on my paper. And so she actually, like, is full on starts, like, venting to me, and I'm sitting there like, yes, oh my god, girl, yeah, I get you, yeah. And I'm like listening, I'm listening. And I don't know, I felt so bad because, like, you could tell that this girl had been like holding this on her shoulders for like a while, and I feel like this was kind of her like you know what I mean? And of course, what she said, well, like, the things that she was telling me, like, honestly, I completely understood them. There were some things that she said that I completely, like, I really related to them. Like, I was like, yeah, girl, like I really understand what you're saying. Like, that happened to me too, blah, blah, blah. And, but yeah, I don't know, I just felt so, like, I felt so bad because, like, she seemed like she was really stressed, and, like, honestly, like, it really does seem like a relief for her to just, like, spill her guts. But yeah. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. That was my brother asking me where the food was because I forgot we ordered food. But so obviously, like, this girl, like, obviously, like, bared her soul to me, and I was like, obviously, like, I'm not gonna be like, girl, like, why would you tell me this? Hell no. I've always learned that if somebody, like, even if it's just somebody you meet, if they, like, really, like, if they just tell you all these personal things, it's probably because it's something that they've been holding close to them for a while, you know. And you don't need to be, like, giving advice. You don't need to be, like, trying to, like, fix their life for them. Sometimes really all they need, like, what people need is, like, for you to sit there and just pay attention to them and listen to what they're saying, right? So there. And then, but she was a really sweet girl. We kind of had the same name, like, we went by the same nickname, and I was like, oh my god, like, we're gonna like twins, like, whatever. But anyways, so then on Fridays I only go for a single class. That's 50 minutes, and I have to go because it's my lab for my stats class. So it's at 11, so I slept in like an hour extra than I usually do. Because, like, I wasn't too sure what time I should leave because I never really go to campus that late, so I didn't know what traffic looked like and stuff like that. So I end up leaving my house to catch the bus that would leave at 9:30. No, that would leave at 9:10 from here where I live. And Google told me that I would get to campus around like 10:20 or 30, which was perfect because I like to get to campus to find my class and to, like, get a coffee if I need to. Right, because I actually didn't know where this class was. So I go to the bus stop and I'm waiting, and it's at this point it's 9:10 and the bus isn't here yet, and I'm like, okay, where's this bus? Where's this bus? And eventually it's 9:20 and the bus is still not there, and it says delayed, and that's when I realized I was doomed. Because so where I live, there's a train that passes, right? And once that train is passing, you're not stuck, but the bus that I was planning on taking cannot go back and forth to where it's supposed to take me, right? So, and that train takes forever to pass. Like, if you get stuck, like you're stuck for like an hour at least. And I'm like, there's no way right now. There's no way right now. So I end up waiting for 50 minutes. I end up waiting for 50 minutes for the damn bus, y'all, because of that stupid ass train. And I was panicking. I wasn't like, because the thing is, I cannot stand being late. When people are late, they piss me off because they have no sense of urgency, right? So I cannot be late anywhere. That's why I get to campus so early. I plan for things like this to happen, right? And so the bus ends up getting here like at 9:45, around there, right? And I was like, frick, I only have like an hour and 15 minutes to make it to campus. I'm like, I might not make it to class. And the thing is, I refuse to walk into a classroom if I'm like 10 minutes late. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna walk back home at this point. So I'm like panicking, I'm stressing. And before the bus got there, this lady came up to me, because she was waiting for the bus as well. And she's like, are you okay, sweetie? She's like, you seem quite stressed, like you keep pacing. And I was like, yeah, like the bus is not here yet, and like I had to get to class and I'm really stressed because I don't want to miss my lab, because if I miss my lab, we get like 2 free skips for the entire semester. Everybody knows you save the 2 free skips until the end of the semester, right? And I did not want to use mine today, like just no. So I'm like, please. And I don't want to miss the first lab, which is like where I get introduced to everybody that I'm going to be working with, right? So she's like, oh, you know, whatever happens, you know, sweetie, like you just can't control it. And I was like, yeah, my mom says it all the time, but I was like, I don't care. I'm like, I don't care. I do not need to listen to that right now. I need to be on campus. So the bus comes, the train comes, and I'm just like, please. And at this point, I make it to like, because I do train bus. I make it to the bus that takes me straight to campus. And there's like maybe, I think we're working with like, there's 20 minutes left before my class is supposed to start. And the bus ride, depending on how much traffic, it can be like 10 minutes, it can be 15, it can be 20. And I'm like, please, bus driver, please step on it. He steps on it. I make it, I would say like 9 minutes before my class is supposed to start. And I book it. And the thing is that where my class is on the other side of campus of where the bus I take leaves me, right? So that walk is like a 9-minute walk, right? So I book it. I book it. I'm like speed walking. I'm just going. And the thing is, like, my college this year, I don't know what they were doing in the admissions office, but the amount of people that we have on campus this year is insane. Like, I think they admitted a lot more students like than ever before. But it's impossible to walk through. So along with the 9 minutes, I have to go through like the more like discreet paths to get to my class, which adds like a little bit more time because it's not the fastest way, right? So I finally make it to the building, and I'm huffing and puffing. I'm red because like I was dying, right? And so I had to like climb up to like, the thing about our buildings, some buildings don't have elevators to like the 2nd floor, and so I was like, well, I gotta go up the stairs. I got no choice, so I go. I'm huffing and puffing, and then I had to find the class as well. So I make it to class 2 minutes late, but the class didn't even start at that point. I was like, oh my god, I made it, and I'm sitting in the back. Have you guys like ever climbed like the stairs and like you're like trying not to like huff and puff? So that happened, and I made it, and everybody in my group was fantastic. It was 3 of us, including me. So there was this guy. Immediately I saw him, and I was like, oh, and you know why? It's because he was wearing a Red Bull t-shirt, F1 fan here. So, and I was like, oh my god, he's a Max Verstappen fan. And I was like, okay? And then the girl that was also in our group, she said that she liked Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae, and immediately I was like, she's a diva, I love her, and I got already. But anyways, yeah,